guess I would agree with both of you. I mean, like a B minus maybe, Sally. So let's.
Yeah, it did rock my world.
But
wasn't out of the park.
Right.
But was in the park.
Right. Absolutely. So let's pause on Sally. And any other further thoughts on, good work experience? Pretty well here at school. So let's just put her aside, and let's now move to Jen.
Okay.
Clear with Jen.
Yeah.
Right. Good. Mike, you want to start us off with Jen?
I think Jen has some aspects to her past that demonstrate some leadership. She is involved in some various activities that involve other people. I think that was good. I think she seemed to have some pretty strong people skills. I didn't think I could see it.
Couldn't see it?
I could see it.
Yes.
Enthusiasm, nervousness. I had to fish for a couple of answers, will not over clarify. But I wasn't disappointed.
Okay. All right. We'll rate them afterwards, but your thoughts on Jen, Mark?
I think on Jen, I think Jen was probably of the candidates that we had today for this particular position. I would have to say that Jen was probably my least favorite candidate.
Okay.
While I agree with a lot of the comments that were being made about leadership skills, about the background and things like that, and a lot of interface with others for this particular candidate. One of the things that kind of bothered me was I didn't get clearly articulated answers, and we got a lot of drifting that occurred within the responses, to some very direct questions, like, kind of lead me through and explain to me what you have done and how it relates to the job description, which is really something that I consider to be pretty basic.
Sure.
And I think we all would consider it to be pretty basic. And so I guess it doesn't completely knock her out of the park, but as I look at the slate of candidates, because of the way that the questions didn't get answered, it would be my least favorite candidate at this point.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, a lack of preparedness possibly, which transcends the interest in my book. So I guess I can concur with you on that. Any further thoughts on Jen? All right. Final one is Paula. Join me, Paula, but Mark, go ahead and start us off.
Paula was the one I was originally talking about.
Okay.
So I'm kind of out on the table with Paula already. One of the things that I should also add with Paula was very articulate and very concise in the responses that she gave to my answers, or to my question. And the answers that were provided really demonstrated a good linkage of skill and personality and talent to what we are looking for. And so I felt that overall that it was pretty good fit. And I thought that the personality that was displayed, the interpersonal skills, the communication capability, coupled with the prior experiences, were pretty good, and I think we would benefit from.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike?
Well, in general, I felt that Paula was the strongest candidate.
Okay.
And for many of the reasons, well thought out, and I think you're right, they're concise. I mean, honed right on whatever she was trying to communicate and get across. It came across, and I understood what she was saying. Didn't feel like I had to fish for answers. Great confidence.
But not overconfident. That was the other thing that I felt was good as well. There was a good eye contact, good communication skills, things that we're looking for. We're representing ourselves with our clients, etc. So
No, there's a great element of sincerity, interest, preparedness, thoroughness, too. That's very good questions to me. I really didn't see any negatives in Paula's interview. Do you have any negatives, Paul?
You know, I really didn't have any negatives at all. I thought that, you know, academically, you know, right up there, has had a pretty good balance of work experience, a pretty good balance of academic experience. And I really liked the presentation that I was given by Paula. She just was crisp. I guess is the best way that I can describe it, was the crispest candidate that I had seen here today.
Excellent. Good.
So I think we kind of coalesced on number one.
What do you think, guys? Okay, well, my recommendation, after we do the references and background checks, make sure we get those done.
Yep, I agree with
that. Mike, go ahead.
We still using drinks?
Yes. Mike, if you get the financial package together, we're going to offer the benefits. And I'll call Paula Monday.
Okay.
Make her the offer verbally, then we'll put it in writing. But I think we need to choose number 2 person in case she declines. I think she'll accept, but just in case. So if we don't choose Paula, Sally versus Jen. I just want to get this done. It's got to fill this position. I'm going to defer to both of you. You make this choice. We're rock solid on Paula. Jen and Sally, I have an inclination who I would hire as number 2, but I want to make sure we're team effort here. We all agree.
Because my number 2 would probably be Sally.
I think so too. I'm looking at Sally's B- level. We didn't rate Jen, so.
Okay.
I think my rating for Jen probably would have been C.
Okay. Good. Can we give Paula an A, would you say?
Yeah, I think that would be
A minus?
A minus.
All right. Good. All right, guys. Well, thanks. Good work.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy your weekend and have that report to me Monday at 8 a.m. Late last night. Stop talking.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and start making some notes up on the board of some of the things that are, you know, kind of positives and some things to watch out for. On the good side, I think we identified being concise was a pretty important thing. Kind of being very pinpoint, very specific, being direct in terms of the answers that you're providing your interviewers, answering the questions. I mean, almost without fail, every one of us talked about making sure that you answer the questions. Honesty and integrity in terms of what it is that you're representing and how you're representing yourself. Asking clarifying questions, getting interviewer insights, right? In other words, kind of asking questions that demonstrate that you're interested in the job and asking them about their insights about the organization. Are kind of pretty key. Linking your resume with the job description, that came up as being a kind of a key point. Demonstrate results orientation. You heard us talk about that last night. You heard others here talk about that very same thing. And making sure that you understand the job description prior to walking in there, and you have created a storyline about you as an individual and kind of created your brand and how it's going to relate to that particular job. Putting a positive spin on weaknesses, I thought that was a particularly good one that came out. And then kind of understanding the interviewer's background, which we talked about and which was demonstrated. And Rob had an interesting feeling about it, but it kind of made you a little warmer to that individual.
I didn't really take it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
And of course, some interviewer may take it as a bad way. So I guess it depends upon the person that you're working with. If you come up with something that allows you to connect, maybe at this level, but not really too far, it will allow that icebreaker, as we say, but without really committing somebody to something too, like feeling, wow, this person's really looking at it. Just enough to get it going. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay, so some things to avoid that we talked about. Charm. You can get by with